The trial within a trial in the For Meyiwa murder case has adjourned in the High Court in Pretoria. This after Sergeant Mchunu wrapped up his testimony this morning. Yesterday, he told the court how an informer tipped the police off about Bongani Ntanzi's alleged involvement in the 2014 shooting. But the defense has labelled his statement a fabrication after it emerged it was only commissioned last week. eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu joins us now with the details about what happened a little earlier on. So, Manqoba, the court hearing more evidence relating to the lawyer Dominic Mjiako and his involvement in this confession by the accused.
Certainly, Masiko, when you recall, this is not the first time that we're hearing the name of Dominic Mjiako being mentioned in court. So what we understand, Masiko, from the evidence that has been led in court is that Mr. Mjiako was the legal representative of accused number 2, Bongani Ntanzi, and he is the lawyer that is said to have been at that confession, the second confession that Bongani Ntanzi had made on the 24th of June in 2020, just days after he had been arrested. And you recall that during the evidence of Magistrate Vivian Grenier, Bongani Ntanzi had in fact insisted that he did not have a legal representative and that he did not know Mr. Mjiako. But it now emerges from the evidence of Constable Mohane that in fact he had met this particular lawyer on several occasions. Yesterday we heard him saying that he had been representing Bongani Ntanzi on the various court cases that he had appeared on related to the other matters that had been arrested to, the issue of the unlicensed fire ammunition and also a drug-related incident or case in Fosterers. But he also says that he knows Mr. Mjiako even prior to Bongani Ntanzi making that second confession. He says he saw Mr. Mjiako back in Phokeng, in Rustenburg, where Bongani Ntanzi, we know, had been residing, and this is where he was arrested. He also appeared on some of the cases there at that particular court, and he says he saw him there just prior to him making this confession. This is a contradiction, of course, to what Bongani Ntanzi has claimed in court. Take a listen.
You also testified yesterday that when you left Ms. Grenier's office at the Boksburg Magistrate Court on the 24th of June 2020, Advocate Mjiako remained in the office of Ms. Grenier. How did you establish the name of Advocate Mjiako?
I knew him from Phokeng because right from there he had been representing the accused.
And Manqoba, the court also hearing of the suspects being booked out for investigations despite not being charged.
Well, indeed, Masiko, and this is one of the issues, of course, that we expect the defense to probe even further when they do cross-examine Mchunu, how these accused were then booked out of the cells for matters that, they had not been charged with. The For Meyiwa case, for example, we know that when Ntanzi was arrested on the 16th of June in 2020 in Phokeng, he was charged for a murder that had occurred in KwaNongoma and also on a drug-related case in Fosterers. He had not been charged at the time for the For Meyiwa murder case. And also when Manqoba was arrested back in 2020 on the 30th of May, he too was charged with a separate matter of being in possession of unlicensed ammunition, as well as a drug-related case in Tembisa, where he had been residing at that particular point. But it now emerges, and this is from the occurrence book entries that emanated from the police station where Manqoba had been detained, that in fact he had been booked out on several occasions, starting from the 1st of June, a day after he was arrested, and also on the 2nd of June and the 5th of June. And these were, booking outs that were made by Mohane, who is one of the detectives in this particular matter. He says that he had booked out Ntanzi for, investigations and appointings out that had taken place, but he was only charged for the crimes that were separate to the Senzo Meyiwa case. But however, it now appears that he had been investigated also for matters relating to this particular case. Let's take a listen to what came out in court.
Do you know the purpose why he was booked out?
Yes, they told me.
Yes, who told you?
It was told by Sergeant Manqoba. He was supposed to be taken out because he was supposed to point out a herbalist or a traditional healer which he was going to show to us. He took us to that traditional healer.
Yes, where was that?
It was in Palm Bridge. We found the traditional healer at his home.
And Manqoba, the court adjourning earlier today, more earlier than usual. What was the reason for that?
Well, Masiko, before I get to that, maybe just to give a bit of context to our viewers about this traditional healer. Recall that we've heard evidence from a traditional healer that came here in court that was going to testify as far as accused number 1 is concerned. This traditional healer had told the court that it was approached by Muzika Ukulero Sibiya at one occasion back in 2014 where he had wanted a cleansing to be conducted. But during that cross-examination, he, however, failed to point out to Sibiya. So just a bit of context as far as a traditional healer, he was from Palm Bridge and he took the stand here in this particular case. And this was one of the issues that was also in dispute, the evidence of that particular traditional healer. But we did see proceedings adjourning a bit early today. And this is because the defense has requested that they will need to consult with their clients following some of the revelations that have been given by Vusimuzi Mokhale and the version that is given to court, how exactly the investigation played out. So they'll want to give a time and they'll want to consult with their clients, in fact, to understand that they are consulting as we speak, so that they can prepare then for that cross-examination, which is then expected to resume when this trial within a trial continues on Monday.
All right, Manqoba Mchunu live for us inside the High Court in Pretoria. Let's leave it there for now.